And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. So, unfortunately, I spent 5 years of my life in maximum security prison, 2011-2016. Since being released from prison, I've got my medical degree, and I'm currently working in an urgent care, helping those who cannot help themselves. I do first-hand look videos with inmates that's still locked up in prison for various crimes, whether it be for murder, for drug charges, for robbery, showing you guys a first-hand look what it's actually like living life in prison. I do these videos not to glorify prison or to glorify crimes. What I'm trying to show is it's not worth it. It's not fun, it's not cool. Trying to gain respect from others by doing whatever it may be, you're gonna be sitting alone in a prison cell. Prison is not fun, prison is not cool, but you can learn a lot from being in prison. So with my experience and my time from being in a maximum security prison my whole ride, I've seen and heard a lot of things. So that's exactly what I do on videos, showing you guys what it's actually like living life in prison. Sit back, relax, enjoy this video. As always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Stay up, stay out, stay positive, and come back for more. We on. This video is for educational purposes only. I do not condone, nor do I promote violence. Us prison creators, we have been down a dark path, and the reason why we do these videos is to inform and help the public who have yet to go down that path or who have already been down that path also. Just as a little reminder, this is where it's going to get you. If you do any type of crime and end up going to jail, prison, these are the effects that it can take on your body, on your mental states. It's a toll that unfortunately some people will never be able to get back. So what we're going to be doing is doing a reaction to a prison documentary on being in a Supermax facility, prison that is, you never see the light of day. Unfortunately, mental health has taken hold of some of these gentlemen, and we are going to react and see exactly how it takes a toll on them going forward for the rest of their life.
Mr. Marsh, have any lunch today? Did lunch come? Did you accept lunch? Like to talk to me, Mr. Marsh? Yeah, as you know, as I mentioned to you yesterday, we're getting ready to send you over to Marion. How do you feel about going to Marion? Can't say.
Sad.
All right, we're going to send you off, and then we'll look for you to come back all healthy again. Okay?
I've seen people like that, not responsive, can't communicate.
Okay.
They've been in the hole so long.
There have been studies that have shown that segregation can have harmful effects on a person's mental health. But I haven't really probably been in the system long enough to see that or to track it, if you will. It's just that occasionally we do see that an offender who has a history of no mental health services does all of a sudden start becoming symptomatic. And we have no other way to explain that except for the fact that they have been housed in this environment for such a long period of time. What's going on? Why are you back here?
I busted my head open.
How'd that happen?
I was taking a shower and I passed out.
How old are you now?
71,
71. How long have you been locked up?
54 years.
Can you tell us why you're back here?
It says severe suicidal thoughts.
Severe suicidal thoughts. And we put you back here on precautions to kind of keep an eye on you, prevent you from harming yourself.
Yeah.
When you're back in the building, what are your concerns about being housed?
Where I'm housed in segregation, it seems like I'm forgotten about. I think we need, more hands-on, treatment You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, give me things to do, you know, other than being in the cell 23 hours.
Yeah. I hear you. It's a challenge for us here. It's a challenge for us.
My opinion is just they just don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. Well, I can understand why you might have that impression.
Hey, for real, doctor, I need your support. I need your support. I don't throw me back into where I left.
And that's the sad part is that psychiatrist, that doctor that was just walking around, that was just in a mental health wing. That's not in the hole. That's not in segregation. That little part that he was at, that's just the mental health in these in these facilities. You have to think a lot of these facilities hold between 1,500 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 inmates, right? Whenever you have mental health wings that hold 15 to 20 inmates, but yet a segregation wing that holds hundreds of inmates, there's so many people that are, as that gentleman just described, felt like they're forgotten about, left to rot in the hole. Honestly, in some facilities, that's exactly the case, unfortunately. Some people have, now I do realize and do understand that the people that are in these positions put themselves in those positions to be back in the hole doing whatever they did. Absolutely right. They do need to, learn from their wrongs, right? But you can reprimand somebody without it affecting their mental health, where you can't uncorrect something like that. Whenever someone completely loses touch with reality, that's not something you can come back from.
You gotta feel like you're relevant to somebody. If you don't feel like you're relevant to nobody in that cell, then it'll make you wanna just lose your damn mind. Just go crazy.
That sound you hear, doors slamming, people yelling, obscenities through literally 24/7. Someone is always going to be up yelling and banging on their door. Can you imagine trying to sit there, relax, think, read, stay motivated when that's literally the only sound you hear is yelling, screaming, and slamming of doors? That alone can start messing with someone's psyche. Unfortunately, it does.
I remember when I started, I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing or anything. I was 20 years old, and I was just walking around doing a check and looking into a cell, and we had a guy, he was in cell 10, who had bitten a hole in his arm. And I remember stopping and looking at it and being like, I was in shock, I didn't know what I got myself into, to be honest with you. And my first reaction, I turned sheet white. I was freaked out. And he just kind of looked at me, and he said,
And little things would just make you go crazy. For instance, mail is like the highlight of the day. When you see that officer go past your door, and if you ain't got no mail coming through that door, that can really be a damper in your day. It's like if you didn't have a piece of bread on your tray. You're supposed to get 2 pieces of bread on your tray. If I was missing a piece of bread on my tray, I would explode. They didn't run mail yesterday. They didn't run mail because of whatever reason they didn't run mail for. Walking around the cell for hours, you could just walk in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles for hours and just think. You can't move. You can't just walk around in circles. I don't expect the administration to understand what we go through behind them doors. There is no rules for the administration. They have no rules. They make up their own rules. They didn't come tell me why they didn't run the mail. They just told me that they didn't run the mail. If I didn't have a salt on my tray, give me my salt. I want my salt now. You know what I mean? Like it just, it was that. It's like two totally different realities. So when Monday comes around, I'm looking for this mail and I don't get it, but don't nobody tell me nothing. Don't no CEO say nothing to me. Don't nobody come around and say, hey, they're not passing the mail out because of whatever. And if we don't get what we deserve or what we're supposed to have, and even if we speak up and we snap out and go crazy because we're not getting what we're supposed to have in their guidelines, and then we're deemed as being disruptive to the security, and it's just all these different things that they stack on you. We have rules stacked 6 feet above our head. They don't follow the rules that they have in place, but they want us to follow every single rule by the T. Walking in circles and just laying down all day. And it makes you just want to just rebel and just be like, I don't care about none of the rules now. I don't care because even the rules that I follow, where's my other piece of bread? You know what I'm saying? Fuck them, for real. Oh man, like fuck them, you know, because in that cell, you just got so much anger. How we end up fighting, you know? Like you gotta come in this cell and you gotta beat me up. You gotta beat me up. You gotta come in here. I want to fight you now. I just got so much pain built up inside of me. I want to just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Give it to me. Like don't play with me. Just give it to me all the way. In that cell, don't nothing matter.
I used to act out. I used to throw feces on the guards, feces on the inmates, get the extraction team, the officers to come in my cell and fight them and get gassed up, and get beat up and strapped down and 5-point restraints and all that.
I've seen a lot of people get hurt really bad over the years during cell entries. Busted knees, ankles, elbows, arms, inmates actually getting their hands on an officer. It's very dangerous.
I remember one time I got together, a few guys, and we ended up covering our windows and just having a battle with the administration. And so they ended up coming in my cell, and we started just having a full-fledged physical combat.
I used to love it. I mean, I really did. I used to love it.
Why?
Getting fired up. You have to get in a certain state of mind before you go into a cell and fight another human being.
It's combat.
It's combat.
Yeah, it's combat, but when you got one inmate against 10, 15 guards with shields, with spray, with tasers, with shotguns, you know what I'm saying? It's not really a fair fight. No.
It's kind of like the same feeling you get when you score a touchdown or hit a home run. You got to get pumped up.
When it comes down to using force to enforce rules, regulations, whatever it may be, we will do what we have to do. When you're dealing with higher level offenders, their history, a lot of times it's extreme violence. So we have to treat them as such. Bottom line, my job is to protect the public safety and protect those staff that are here, protect the offenders. That encompasses a big picture. So we have to consider the big picture. What is best? What is safe? What is safe for all?
What's safe for all might not be safe for all, though. And that's where we're going to cut it for today. So everyone that's been watching, I really appreciate your guys' support. Today, that was just a little short documentary clip on living life in a Supermax facility. I hope that none of you ever have to go down that route. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. What I want you to do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you'll be first informed when I upload. Stay up, stay out. As always, I send my utmost love, Lord, to respect. Keep pushing positivity and your life will only be prosperous. Take it easy, guys.